I'm recording, I think. Pretty sure we are.
All right.
Okay, Ivan, put the spoon down.
What spoon?
I hear clinking of silverware.
I'm not doing nothing.
Not doing
I
nothing.
can hear it in your voice. I can hear you. I was like sitting there like, it's like dealing with a 5-year-old with Ivan sometimes. Welcome to News Squared. We have all kinds of news you can use and news you can't.
Take your pick.
Take your pick.
Whichever one is fine.
Whichever one. Yeah, this could be that week, I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'll start. We'll start with one of the more popular stories from the Squares of the Roundtable page on Facebook. Police apprehend penguins who keep sneaking into sushi restaurant. Sushi lovers know the cravings for the fishy dish are nearly impossible to beat, making it all the more understandable that a pair of penguins in New Zealand have been officially apprehended by authorities for repeatedly sneaking around the grounds of a sushi truck. The Wellington District Police announced that the two waddling vagrants were temporarily detained after making themselves at home beneath a local sushi truck. Their second act of trespassing on the premises that day.
No. But they're hungry.
The reps for the WDP wrote online that Constable John Zhu quickly responded to the scene after sensing something fishy. The wanderers were soon identified as little blue penguins, as per the Huffington Post, and released back into the wild of the Wellington Harbor. The police worked with the Department of Conservation and the Wellington Zoo to send the adventurous birds back to sea.
Okay.
Quote:
They came all that way.
This is from the sushi shop worker. It's a pretty insane idea that some penguins are camping out under your shop, but it's adorable. I think they're probably terrified, but it's adorable. Little blue penguins typically start looking for nesting spots in July and start laying eggs in August. Wait, New Zealand gets penguins?
Yeah, well, they are in the South Pole.
Yeah.
Are they that? Is they that? Well, yeah.
They're that close, man. Yep.
I just didn't think it got cold enough there.
I think it does.
I guess it does, because we got penguins. Well, at least they're smart enough to go to the right place to get food.
Yeah, and they get 6 with egg rolls.
Not there.
And they're not voiced by Danny DeVito or Burgess Meredith?
What do you got, Mike?
Here's a quick one for this News of the Squared follow-up.
We got a follow-up. Uh-oh.
We have a follow-up story. It's a quick one, though. Whatever you say or think about Spam, maybe this will change your opinion. Pumpkin spice Spam is all sold out.
Ugh.
It went on sale last Monday online in 2 packs for $8.98 on Spam.com and Walmart.com, and was gone in less than 7 hours.
Oh, my God.
The limited edition of the canned pork product featured a blend of flavors like cinnamon, cloves, allspice, and nutmeg.
Ew.
Ugh. I don't even think the penguins would eat that.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't. Yeah, they'd leave it. Their pumpkin spice Spam. So sorry, you'll have to wait till next year, unless you go to the secondary market and get to the black market. Go to the dark web to get the pumpkin spice Spam.
Yeah, because that's what I want.
That's what I want to do. Spice. You got the pumpkin spice.
See, that's where the Spice
without
Girls.
Pumpkin spice.
That's where the Spice Girls failed. There should have been a pumpkin spice.
It's only on the fall tour.
Yeah, well, even without the fall tour, I mean, like, she could have gone solo. She could have been the pumpkin spice. It would have been fine.
In her career, she would have been done well.
You think maybe we'll get pumpkin spice Old Spice?
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
Old Spice is already weird as it is, let alone.
I got the posted. I shared the thing about the Remington cartridges that are pumpkin spice flavored. So
Old Spice.
Pumpkin
Aren't
Spice.
They all
everything.
Old Spice. I mean, they were back in the 90s. Oh, you mean Old Spice the deodorant? Never mind. Okay. Redskin employee stirs Gatorade with stacks of cups.
Yes. There are cameras everywhere at the football game, you idiot.
Yeah, Washington. This happened during the Bears game while we were on, apparently. Washington, even who was 0-4 now, can't even stir Gatorade right. The cameras caught an unnamed Redskin employee mixing up Gatorade with the sleeve of cups.
Was the sleeve still in cellophane though?
Hold on. Let me see if I can play this.
So you can see if you can, or at least get the image.
Yes, they're still in the cellophane.
Okay, then all right then. At least he's not soiling all the
He's
cups.
in the background of the cellophane. They're still in the cellophane.
Okay.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah, the thing is, then how do you get them out of the cups without getting wet? It's like when you get the newspaper at the curb and it's been raining and you try and get the newspaper out of the bags. Even if the newspaper boy will double bag it, you can't get that newspaper out without it getting wet. So how are you going to get those cups out? I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is I just watched it too because he's just in the back nonchalantly stirring the damn stuff with the cups. Yeah, there he is, just an older guy with a mustache and stuff. He's just there, stirring away. All right, that's all. All right, what else you got, Mike, from Scott?
From Scott! Shout out Scott. Confused bride, unsure about taking fiancé's surname, which is her first name.
Okay.
There are many decisions that come with arranging a wedding, and the married life that follows it. You okay, Ivan?
I'm fine.
Okay. There are many decisions that come with arranging a wedding and the married life that follows it. But one bride named Shannon is wrestling with a really tough choice. She isn't sure about taking her husband-to-be's name, but not because she is having an identity crisis. It's because her fiancé's first name is the same as her first, which is Shannon. So the potentially future Shannon wrote about her quandary on weddingbee.com, Wedding BEE, explaining that after dating her man for 9 years, she is not bothered by the name, saying, his last name didn't bother me because I love him. She went on to explain how she wants her last name to be the same as her kids when they have them, but she isn't sure how silly it would be to become Shannon. Now, the comments section obviously is going to be great in this regard, saying, it's your opportunity to become like Cher or Madonna. Just become Shannon.
Yeah. Or Shannon squared.
People say, I don't personally see a problem with being Shannon.
Unless you're Rosanna, Hosanna, Dana.
That's right. But she says she's thankful for all the responses on the message board. But yeah, I don't know. It's like...
Okay, excuse me, where's your mother? What's her name? Shannon. Okay, what's her last name?
Shannon.
So you mean to tell me your mother's name is Shannon? Why are you abusing me? I'm going to call your dad.
You're full of Shannon.
Excuse me. All right, is it true that your wife's name is Shannon? Yes. And her last name is Shannon?
That's right.
Yes.
She took my last name, and now she's Shannon.
Yes.
Did I stutter? Maybe you did. So, I don't know.
I did.
All right. What else we got? Okay, Walrus. Here, ready?
Walrus' name Shannon?
Walrus attacks and sinks Russian Navy vessel.
The nuclear vessel?
I don't know if it's a nuclear vessel.
Wow.
Researchers aboard a Russian Navy vessel learned the hard way that a mother walrus is a force to be reckoned with. The Russian Geological Society. I didn't even know they had a Russian Geological Society. And why is it? And if they did, why is it abbreviated RGO? Why wouldn't it be RGS? Apparently, they said in this statement that the walrus attacked and sank a landing vessel as it was approaching the shore of a remote Arctic island.
Somebody was mad.
According to the Navy, quote, during the landing at Cape Heller, a group of researchers had to flee from a female walrus which protected its cubs attacked an expedition boat. Fortunately, the incident only casualty was the boat. Everyone on board managed to safely reach ashore. The incident highlighted just another risk in a region fraught with many dangers, including wild animals, storms, icebergs, and low temperatures. The landing vessel had been dispatched from the Alta, a tug belonging to the northern fleet of the Russian Navy. The team was taking part of a joint mission with the Russian Geography Society to retrace the steps of the 1874 Austro-Hungarian expedition to survey Franz Josef Land, an
Hans Christian Andersen.
Archaeological in the Arctic Ocean controlled by Russia. So it wasn't a real. I think it was like one of those like it's like send the away team boat kind of thing.
Walrus powers activates. Ah!
And I didn't realize the Russian Navy has tugboats. I guess you need them at some point, right? I don't know.
Well, of course you're supposed to have tugboats. Don't tugboats move bigger vessels around in the ocean?
I don't know. Did they really
in harbors and such when they need to be navigated.
I mean, don't they park them into the slips? I mean, or stuff like that.
I don't know. Very well be.
Well, last week we had, and this I don't know if this was a record or not, but last week we had the dice roll accident. Mm-hmm. This week we have the egg roll accident.
Oh, no.
Out of Higgins, Pennsylvania. Hey, I was just in Pennsylvania. Police say more than 136,000 eggs splattered on a road when they shifted and fell out of a tractor-trailer driving through Pennsylvania.
Making the world's largest omelets.
I don't know if this set a record or not, but the Republican Herald reports 11,340 dozen eggs and 2,260 gallons of egg product were ruined when a 66-year-old driver lost control of the rig on Tuesday. Higgins Township Police say Miles had just picked the eggs up at Carl Faust's farm and was on his way to Elizabethtown. Police say Miles was driving north on Route 125 uphill. As he approached the Route 25 intersection, the load shifted, causing the eggs and egg products to fall and roll down the hill.
Well, the whole thing got scrambled now, didn't it?
World's biggest omelet. Where's my fork and knife?
Route 25 is over easy.
Okay, what was the temperature that day? Did it get fried?
Yeah, Miles reportedly did not realize the eggs had fallen and continued his drive.
Nice.
Right.
How do you miss 11,000 tons of eggs being fall on the back of your truck?
136,000 eggs.
How do you miss that?
Where's the trailer?
Seriously.
Trailer's empty, Miles. Oh. Must have been one up that hill way back yonder.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at
how many of those light bills have you taken?
Yeah. A section of Route 125 was closed for several hours after the incident. An investigation into the unsecured load is ongoing.
Well, let's hope it's over easy.
I'm blaming the mother walrus.
I presume he's going to get
Russian
poached.
Navy.
Oh. The walrus knocked it over, sir.
That's right. Until you see the egg whites of his eyes.
Walrus named Shannon.
Right, I was about to go there.
Shannon, the mother walrus.
Yes. As long as it's not
powers activate.
As long as it's not the children of the blue penguins.
See
right.
anyone?
So here's the next one. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. So we're all about green energy these days. Well, a police department's Tesla ran low on power during a pursuit. Talk about bad. This is from CNN. Talk about bad timing. A Tesla's electric police car.
The battery's going dead. Faster!
Can I finish the story before you get that far?
Let the man finish his story, Ivan.
The Tesla electric police car in the Bay Area ran low on power at one of the worst possible times during a pursuit. It's unclear why the 2014 Tesla Model S85 wasn't fully charged and lost juice at such an inopportune moment, according to the Fremont Police Department. From their spokesperson, Geneva Bosquez, quote, "It happens from time to time, especially if an officer returns to the station to take a report, and then they never go back out in the street," he told CNN. The police officer driving the Tesla was pursuing a suspect who was wanting a connection with a crime in Santa Clara. After confirming the license plate, the officer attempted the traffic stop. The car failed to yield, and the driver took off at a high rate of speed, she said. Here's the officer. Quote, "Just realized I am down to 6 miles on battery on the Tesla, so I may lose it here in a sec." The officer driving the Tesla said, according to the Fremont Police Dispatch audio obtained by Broadcastify. Other police units were following behind us to assist and ultimately took over the pursuit with help from the California State Highway Patrol. According to the chase, she said the chase was called off after 10 minutes, which was deemed unsafe because of the way the suspect was driving. They did find the suspect's car abandoned in San Jose, but anyway, this is part of a 6-month program, and apparently, according to them, quote, "We have no written policy regarding gas or charging, but the general guideline is it should be at least half full at the beginning of shift," which this car was. That's the real trick. You drive over. You see, now that's the real trick. If you've got electric cars, you drive around long enough in a high-speed chase or low-speed chase that, in theory, they just run out of gas. Yeah, run out of
after
power.
Those penguins.
They run out of juice. And here's the thing that catches me off guard here. All right? I mean, who was the brain that thought of leaving it only half charged? Okay? Let alone, the fact that, all right, somebody could have just gone ahead and said, "Excuse me, did somebody turn off the switch on the wall before they went home last night?" "Yeah, you left the car uncharged." What's...
it could be. It could be anything. Apparently, it was half is legitimate according to them, but I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny.
We're in hot pursuit. Sounds like something that happened to Buford T. Justice.
No, we're not.
Gonna get that bandit. My Tesla's running out of power, son.
He's gonna barbecue your ass.
Daddy, how come the Tesla's running out of power? You son of a bitch, Junior.
I'm gonna barbecue your...
There ain't no way that you could have come from my loins.
I'm gonna get that confounded bandit because he's using fossil fuels.
Eastbound and down, ain't chasing them electric truckers.
Yeah, God, yeah.
But we could go and run them down. If we go fast enough, we'll burn out all the power, and then they'll never find us anymore.
I wonder if they should have got the Energizer Bunny brand.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, I've teased this story earlier, so now we're finally here.
Okay.
There's a new voice for Amazon Alexa as an option if you wish it.
Samuel
L. Jackson.
Jackson.
Not Morgan Freeman, you...
I know, but yeah, it's okay, fine, sorry. But Morgan
Freeman... If you dream of experiencing Samuel L. Jackson lobbing profanities at you, Amazon is trying really hard to shepherd your fantasy. Amazon announced that for 99 cents introductory fee, users of the Alexa virtual assistant software will soon be able to purchase the voice package featuring the Oscar-nominated actor.
There are snakes in your room, motherfucker.
We'll be able to provide customers with jokes, weather updates, helping playing music, setting alarms, timers, reminders, and information about his own life and career, all with the option of having the 70-year-old swear in the process. A brief promotional video Jackson laying down vocals for a project include a particularly hilarious response that see him quipping, "I'm not reminding you of shit." Jackson will be available as the next Alexa celebrity voice option in the near future. Following the introductory price of 99 cents, the voice package will be $4.99.
Wow!
Is that a one-time or per month?
I don't. They don't say.
I think it's just one time then.
I hope it's one time.
Like one-time voice upgrade.
Because I am not going to pay $5 just to hear Samuel Jackson cuss me out of bed.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not paying $5. I'll tell you right now, I don't care if it's even one time. I'm not paying for Samuel Jackson to curse me out.
No. I got enough people cursing me out.
I learned my lesson when I decided to use the Sesame Street voices for Waze. Now, when the Cookie Monster is taking me around to places, and that's an entirely different conversation. I've learned my lesson about stuff like this. It sounds cool. It's not.
You know what they should do is they should have Looney Tune voices come up on Alexa.
No.
That would be great. That would be so cool. Get up off that bed, motherfucker!
I don't need Yosemite
Sam would say that.
At me.
Yeah. I don't think Yosemite
He was
Sam
more funny when he did the Gorn Durgan Flurgan Durgan Wagon. That's more funnier than actually using the F words. Yeah.
See, the problem is, it sounds great until you're using Alexa and somebody's in your house, like your boss or your mom. See, that's what nobody's thinking about. Or you're on a date and you're like, Alexa, play some really romantic music. Okay, motherfucker, I'll do that.
You got it, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Right in front of you. Yeah, no. I'm telling you, people are not thinking this stuff through. People are not thinking this stuff through. I'm telling you.
Did I tell you that your taste of music is shit? But I'll do it anyway.
Can you imagine what he sounds like for an alarm in the morning? Get the fuck up, you lazy motherfucker. Get the fuck out of bed.
She ugly, man. Where'd you get that?
He reads the children's book, Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Yeah, go to fuck to sleep.
Get your punk ass to bed.
All right, what else you got, Mike?
United Airlines flight diverted after woman gets stuck in bathroom.
Yep.
Okay.
A United Airlines flight was diverted Wednesday evening due to a passenger getting stuck in a bathroom, according to CBS San Francisco. United Airlines Flight 1554 was heading to San Fran International Airport from D.C., was diverted to Denver International. A DIA official said the Denver Fire Department was called around 7 p.m. to get her out. Passenger told CBS San Francisco Live firefighters and a mechanic got on board and freed the woman, who was embarrassed but otherwise unharmed. No one was injured. Passengers on the flight said the woman was stuck for about an hour. United Airlines released a statement Wednesday evening saying the door became inoperative while she was inside.
I would think so.
We are reaching out to all customers on board and the customer in the lavatory to apologize, the carrier said.
Imagine if you had to pee at that point. There's only one working bathroom at that point.
Is there one bathroom on these planes that everyone has to share?
Two. There's usually two.
No. Yeah,
there's
one men's and one men's and a woman's.
Well, no, they don't. They're unisex, but there's usually two, and she's stuck in one of them. So God forbid you really gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why they had to land the plane. We need a functioning aircraft, otherwise we're gonna start having accidents in the aisles.
Yeah, well.
The flight took off for San Francisco at about 2.5 hours after landing in Denver. So, thank goodness.
I gotta go pee, Mommy.
I'm stuck in the bathroom in the plane with no snakes, and my Alexa says there's snakes on the plane.
Yeah, bitch, why are you stuck in there? Sticks in the plane.
Let me in.
The plane, the door was inoperative. I know those tiny doors. Maybe I suppose she couldn't.
Thank
goodness. trapped in the bathroom.
Things to be said about small bathrooms. I mean, planes are one thing. You ever try using the bathroom on a train?
Yeah, those are pretty bad too.
No, I don't even. I need I need a shower after I
get
even that's just a pee.
I get sick being in one of those because I've got the motion going while I'm.
Well, then you're in the right place if you're sick.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, I'm in motion. I'm back in the parking space, and I'm going while the train is going, and I just can't help but think, oh my God, and it's just weird. It's just very strange to go doing the thing on a moving object, plane, train, whatever.
I've never had to use a bathroom in an airplane. I don't ever plan to.
I have. It's not that bad. And I'm bigger than both of you. So
is it because is it a preference, or are you just phobic?
No, I just had a short enough flight where I just didn't have.
Oh yeah, I don't. Then you're fine. But if you gotta go to California or something like that, forget it.
Oh yeah, like go to Las Vegas or something. That's an entirely different deal.
Well, that's entirely different deal because I've drank so much freaking champagne on the plane that I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah. Are you kidding? I mean, just to get my sensibilities up, just to get on the damn plane, sit there, get my ass drunk just to get on the plane.
All I know is every time I'm in Vegas, usually when I go to Vegas, I'll take first class, and so I usually walk off the plane like, wee, let's go.
I'm a coach guy here, okay? I'm the one that... Yes, go ahead.
The problem is, it's really far to pick up your bags. And to get where you gotta go. And if you drank too much, you're like, Jesus, how much further is this?
It seems like an eternity.
It's like we haven't descended through the clouds yet. Oh, no.
Well, no, at one point there's a tram, and you're like, God freaking damn it. It's like, how much further is this gonna be? We don't even, I will say that about O'Hare. We don't have, some of the terminals are big, but it's like, okay, you don't have that garbage. Like when you go to the United terminal, it's like you don't even get the cool thing where it's like the lights are going with the music, with the soothing music, where you could be like, wow, look at the pretty lights. No, just a whole bunch of walking, and you're like, Jiminy Christmas, what the hell? When do I get outside?
Well, that of course, when you're a coach guy like me, sitting with people three across to a row, and of course you have to deal with the guy kicking you in the back of the chair, and the person in front of you seemed to have had Chili's before they got on the plane. And I mean,
Sorry,
what it's
my bad.
No, it's okay. You know what it's like sitting there with your tray down, eating your little.
I'm usually the guy who had Chili's before he went on the plane.
Yeah, your little pretzels and your little glass of water that they give you. There's little pittance of what they call food on a flight and everything. And then the guy in front.
Really nice snack and everything, but guess that's what happens when you're in first class.
Yeah, but you're in first class. Hell yeah, you're living the life. You're living the life of Riley.
It's not exactly the life of Riley.
You know what?
Living that Kevin Fergie lifestyle.
Yeah.
No, they had that Kevin Fergie lifestyle, man. When you're in
and the
coach.
Kevin Feige one. Hey, speaking of living that kind of lifestyle, there was a couple in Austria who could be living that kind of lifestyle. Because apparently there was a middle-aged couple in Austria who received quite the surprise one morning when a parcel that was supposed to contain dresses bought online from a retailer in the Netherlands turned out to contain 25,000 Ecstasy tablets.
Oh my.
What? What?
Yes. The unnamed Austrian woman mistook the purple pills for decorative stones, the police said. But on closer inspection, her husband realized they were probably stimulants and returned the package to their local post office. The originally planned cozy breakfast was quickly over to the horror of the couple, it turned out that through one of the packages did contain 2 dresses. The second contained, however, 24,800 Ecstasy tablets worth about $550,000.
Oh, my gosh.
The post office was equally astonished, which is why the police and subsequently the narcotics department of the city police was informed. According to the Austrian police, they were, like I said, they were worth about that. Although the police in Scotland said the UK value of the drugs was somewhere around 205,000 American dollars. The Netherlands is one of the largest drug producers, and earlier this year, Dutch customs officials reported the amount of ecstasy and amphetamines being sent in the post had tripled from 137 kilograms, 302 pounds, to 460 kilograms. But yeah, apparently they got some free ecstasy.
Hey,
Lots
babe.
of free ecstasy.
Hey, look at! I took a couple of these little yellow. I took these little pills, and look, I'm stringing them for the Christmas tree.
Yeah, really, seriously.
Oh boy, look, they're so pretty. Why do my hands see colors?
Call me Shannon.
Shannon. Shannon. I see blue penguins. I see blue
I've fallen in the bathroom, and I can't get up in the plane.
Nope.
So,
that's because there's a coming at me.
Let's see. Let me do this one, Mike, because as long as we're on the drugs thing, we can have.
Yes. Jeff is our drug correspondent for News of the Squared.
Apparently today I am. Two altar boys were arrested for putting weed in the Sensen burner.
Holy roller.
What started as a joke with
Praise God!
ended with the future of two altar boys from Spain. They were detained overnight after having surprised them putting weed in the Sensen burner of the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela in Spain. The Sensen burner is used to celebrate the Epiphany of the Lord, known worldwide. Several assistants stated that on this occasion, the holy precinct was suddenly covered in an odd smell. Quote, "It did not smell as always. It was a familiar smell, but I could not relate it to anything. But in my son's bedroom, sometimes it smells like that." Following Mass, these altar boys were arrested by the police after confirming the strange smell was corresponding to marijuana. Quote, "It was an idea of a joke. It was a joke. The idea came during the Christmas Eve Mass. We bought no more than a half a kilo of weed and we dropped it inside the Sensen burner. We are sure that people has left we're sure the people had left the cathedral never more happier. Finally freed without charge, but we were not able to discharge their functions as altar boys anymore." So
they lose their altar boy license. There was a story a couple weeks ago in Spain where they had a rooftop weed stash they found during a marathon. Yeah, that's where they got the weed from.
Dude, I see Jesus.
I had the epiphany.
Jesus too.
I had the epiphany.
Yeah, me too, man.
Wow.
Me too.
I like going to church, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Cheech and Chong go to church.
Hey, man. What's that I see up there? Man, dude, that's Jesus, man. That's the guy hanging on the cross. You know?
That's Jesus.
That's Jesus, man.
He know help you with curveball. All right, Mike, what do you got?
A bottle of dry shampoo explodes and shatters a sunroof after sitting in a hot car. A Missouri woman issued a warning to drivers about the dangers of keeping aerosol cans in their vehicles. Christine Debrecht says that her 19-year-old daughter had bought a bottle of dry shampoo and left it on the console of her Honda Civic on Thursday.
Oh, no.
When the temperature soared into the 90s, when her daughter came back to the car, she noticed the sunroof was shattered.
Damn.
At first, she thought something had fallen from the sky, but after about 10 minutes, she realized the bottle of shampoo exploded in a heat. The explosion was powerful enough to rip the console cover off its hinges, shot through the sunroof, and went high enough into the air that it landed about 50 feet away.
Damn.
Wow. Well, it is compressed.
Yeah. Luckily,
go ahead.
Luckily, the explosion happened while they were not in the car and nobody was hurt.
Well, yeah.
Deborah shared photos of the damage on Facebook and told people it is important to follow the warning labels on the aerosol can. Quote, I just want to remind you and your kids to heed those warnings on products you may be using. Please don't leave aerosol cans, and especially dry shampoo, as this seems to be an issue with some brands, in your car. I'm so grateful that no one was hurt, she wrote. And
this just kind of goes to show when people leave sodas and things inside cold cars.
You know what? Obviously, she never watched MacGyver. MacGyver would have told her that. MacGyver would have told her, no, don't do that.
Wow, well, it's fortunate nobody got hurt. But
yeah.
That would have surely gotten that lady out of the bathroom unstuck.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Dry shampoo.
I wonder how far a blue penguin would fly if you actually put it inside the car and,
Penguins are flightless birds, Ivan. No.
Yes, no.
I'm sorry. No. I just had a Les Nessman moment. Okay.
I want to know how it would scatter 25,000 ecstasy pills.
or
160,000 eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be kind of.
It landed in a pile of eggs in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Speaking of things it could land in, this story is so good, Mike and I both put it on.
Okay.
And I didn't realize Mike had put this one on. Bean dip was spiked with methamphetamine.
More drug stories, Ivan.
Yeah, right. This is from Oregon. An Oregon felon allegedly placed methamphetamine into a bean dip that she served to coworkers at a three-way supermarket, according to cops who arrested the woman on multiple criminal counts. The police charged Cassandra Medina Hernandez, 38, providing the spiked bean dip to a woman who fell ill after consuming it. Upon being treated at the hospital, the victim learned that the bean dip may have contained methamphetamine. The 27-year-old victim told the cops that Medina Hernandez, who was working at the store's deli department, provided her with the bean dip as a probable cause affidavit states. A fellow Thriftway employee told police that Medina Hernandez told her about placing the drugs inside the victim's food. A second worker told investigators that Cassandra had messaged her to claim that placing the methamphetamine in the food was an accident. After opening a criminal probe, opening a criminal probe earlier this month, investigators determined that at least one other employee had consumed the bean dip from the same dish that was believed to have been contaminated. Deputies yesterday arrested Medina Hernandez on several charges, including unlawful delivery of methamphetamine, recklessly endangering another person. Investigators said that there's no reason to believe customers were served the contaminated food at the supermarket in Jefferson, a city 15 miles south of Salem. She is in jail in lieu of a $520,000 bond. Her previous rap sheet includes convictions for assault, robbery, identity theft, delivery of methamphetamine, possession of methamphetamine, and a felony in possession of a restricted weapon.
And then you wonder why. And then you wonder why people don't like to hire ex-cons.
Well, she'll be fine. Put her in the deli.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's where I want her.
What could she possibly do except feed methamphetamine in a bean dip to a guy who sat on the plane while I'm going to Las Vegas and everything, and he happened to be sitting in front of me?
Whee! You know, the only thing I could come up with is maybe her knife skills were good.
Well,
what else you got, Mike?
You know how she mixed things up, right? Oh.
What else you got, Mike?
Okay.
A 90-foot-tall hologram of a ghost ship is to dock on the pier in Philadelphia. Spooky. It's like I think there was a Scooby-Doo episode. Philadelphians will soon be able to learn about the Delaware's river's rich, sometimes sordid history via a 90-foot-tall holographic ship set to quote-unquote dock at the Race Street Pier. The free three-dimensional light and water-based installation will see an 18th-century ghost ship projected underneath Benjamin Franklin Bridge, the Delaware River Waterfront Corporation has announced. The installation, created by Romanian-based Biangle Studio, will explore the river's importance to Philadelphia and draws from the nuanced and complex history of the Delaware River in the 1700s, including its role in the slave trade, according to DRWC. Ghost Ship will debut at Race Street Pier on October 4th and will be on display Wednesdays through Sundays at 7 to 10 p.m. through November 3rd. The installation is curated by the Ryan Strand Greenberg and will also be accompanied by self-guided audio tours. Spooky Ghost Ship, meals wings.
Rocket ship.
Wacky.
Roast rib.
Hey, Scooby and Shaggy, you go that way. I'm gonna take Velma and Daphne over here.
All right. Good idea, Fred.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess they're going to use they'll use a projector and then they'll use like streams of water to make it look like it's 3-dimensional. So it's pretty sweet, man. 90-foot tall hologram. I wonder if that's going to break a record or something. But
I don't know.
Spooky Ghost Ship.
All right. So serial burping on 999 Cambridge Shire call suspect arrested.
In the Shire?
Well, apparently this has got to be an English story because wait, no. A man was suspected of repeatedly calling police on 999 and burping down the telephone at an emergency call handler has been arrested. Person called 22 times over the past week to belch at staff members of the Cambridge Force. Last week, the officers released a recording of 3 of these calls. But following the further 1988 arrest.
We know that's getting around the office at the
okay, yep.
Regardless of how many fizzy drinks you've had, this is not an appropriate use of our 999 line. The recording of the first few calls posted by the Force last week on Facebook have been listened by 40,000 people. The police wrote, "This may make you laugh, but this is not a laughing matter."
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Struggle to answer emergency calls and deal with genuine emergencies. You mean like if he farted instead? He was arrested at the Peterborough Railway Station after 19 burping calls were made to the 999 emergency number within a short space of time, early hours of the morning. Yeah, seriously. That's no fun anymore.
Alexa, burp the 999 call.
Yeah. Do you have anything? What else you got, Mike?
I got one or two more here.
Okay.
Another one out of Q104.3, courtesy of Scott. Nearly 40 pounds of meth found after driver offers a deputy a joint.
Nice.
A routine traffic stop in Oklahoma. Jeez, no Florida man this week.
I got one coming up.
Oh, thank goodness, Jeff. You're the saving grace of the show.
Except it's for a woman, but we'll see.
Okay. A routine traffic stop in Oklahoma turned into a major drug bust. Sequoia County Deputy Colton Goff pulled over a U-Haul truck after the driver failed to signal while turning across 2 lanes of traffic. When Goff approached the driver, he could smell the odor of burning marijuana. The driver, identified as 33-year-old Talika Carpenter, admitted that she was smoking a joint and offered some to the officer.
Would you like some, man?
Well,
Goff,
sure, why not?
He declined her offer and detained her while a canine unit searched the truck. The dog detected the presence of illegal drugs, and Goff discovered 2 duffel bags filled with methamphetamine. One bag was in the front seat, while the other bag was hidden underneath the floorboard of the truck. Officials say they found about 37 pounds of meth and it had a street value of around $1 million.
It's no 25,000 pills, but it's pretty good.
It's pretty damn good.
Before you guys make comment on this one, I feel that our next story dovetails into this one perfectly. Okay. Because that woman could learn from this woman from Florida. A Florida woman is behind bars after police say she gave them a peek into what she was carrying inside her felony purse.
Her felony purse?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
A
white 2000 Ford Ranger was traveling on the highway in Pinellas County when a Largo police officer pulled over the truck for a traffic stop. St. Pete Beach residents Jacqueline Margaret Hubbard was sitting in the front passenger seat without her seat. Police.
Oops.
I won't even get into that. That's my hang-up. Officer asked her if she had any drugs on her. Hubbard said yes. According to the September 22nd arrest affidavit, she told them she had crack cocaine in her felony purse, which was wrapped around her neck. The officers asked if they could search her purse. She said yes. Opening the bag, the officers found 2 crack rocks, a small bag of white powder.
Oh my
God. And of course, it tested positive for cocaine. Hubbard, who has a history of arrests relating to drugs, was right about her purse. She was arrested and charged with a felony for possessing a controlled substance and also charged with a misdemeanor for possessing drug paraphernalia. Because, we all got to make sure that we carry our felony purse.
Oh, yeah, of course, our felony purse.
See, that's what they were missing. That woman didn't understand.
Yeah, she needed to have
and the methamphetamine. She didn't have her felony purse. She
didn't
had a felony purse.
Yeah.
I just want to know what the felony purse goes with. Does it go? Is there matching shoes for the felony purse?
Well, I think the orange is the new black.
Doesn't go with my misdemeanor sandals.
Oh, there we go. There, that's a possibility. Or my manslaughter tattoo. Is that kind of? I don't know. I mean,
or my third degree jumpsuit.
Well, I have matching nails for my felony purse.
I go with my toes and my misdemeanors.
Do you wear flats or do you wear heels with your felony purse?
Flat, because I'm flat-footed.
Well, yeah, probably. Okay, Mike, what else you got? I
got one more here. I think I'll close out with. I can close out with this one. If you got more, that's cool. Here's for news of the squares of the sports.
Oh.
Whoops. Chicago Bear Kyle Long makes an unintended nude cameo in teammates' Instagram live post.
Woohoo!
This out of New York, 1010 WINS. Chicago Bears offensive lineman Kyle Long made an unexpected cameo Monday night in an Instagram live post by teammate Tariq Cohen. Shortly after the Bears beat the Washington Redskins 31-15, Cohen headed to the locker room, propped up his phone, and got in front of it and began recording his joy over the win. But it was tough to pay attention to Cohen since Long was standing up in the background in the buff.
Mm-hmm.
Cohen's 223,000 Instagram followers had a full 10 seconds to view Long in all his glory.
Yeah, Kyle is apparently long.
Cohen soon pulled the video down, but not before it was copied by many of his followers. So, Kyle, you're out there, man.
Yeah.
Make Howie proud.
He was definitely an offensive guard. All right, what else do I got? Oh, Disneyland guest tripping on acid falls into lake, ends up naked outside the park.
Oh boy, we're all losing our minds.
Where dreams come true.
Apparently, this happened in Disneyland Paris. Disneyland is the happiest place on earth, but getting lost can still be a very scary experience for park goers. One Swiss man learned that firsthand as he stumbled through the park on LSD for hours. The 32-year-old visitor took a trip, literally, to Disneyland Paris with his girlfriend before taking the drug and stumbling into a lake in the park's Adventureland section. He entered near the Captain Hook's pirate ship and decided to keep swimming because everything probably seemed like a great idea at the time. The evening came and went, and there was no sign of the man, so the girlfriend understandably was frightened. She approached the park officials around 8:30 local time to clue them in that a missing person's wandering around the park. Employees had already started closing down attractions for the night. The search party was going to be necessary as the sun was quickly setting. 10 divers, 10 policemen, 30 firefighters, and 80 Disneyland Paris employees, as well as some dogs and a helicopter with a thermal camera, head out to find the wandering Swiss visitor.
Swiss visitor.
The Le Parisien reports that the crew was at it for hours before the 44-year-old man, who has to be identified as Benoit, got a bit of surprise. The man was driving home from work in a nearby town called Chessy when he came face to face with a completely naked man covered in scratches. As you might be able to guess, the lost man was wandering aimlessly in the middle of the road just a mile away from Disneyland Paris. Manuel said to Le Parisien, "I stopped, got out of the car, went to meet him. I wanted to know what a naked man was doing 300 meters from my home." Sounds like a reasonable request. Well, you get the idea. So he was... You get the idea. So, yeah, there's that. I feel like taking a swim.
There's no telling where you are.
Let's see. What else we got? This one is from Britain. 433 guys named Nigel gathered at a British pub to celebrate their Nigelness of it all.
Okay, that's a very common name.
The event was organized by Nigel Smith, who found that growing up as Nigel was a bit of a burden, with people teasing him or laughing about his name. However, he knew he wasn't the only person in the world with that name. When he saw in 2016, when he saw the list of baby names published, that not a single Nigel on the list, he found himself a bit shocked. So apparently he got a whole bunch of 433 Nigels together. They include a singer, a busker, a comedian, all named Nigel. There were prizes for the youngest Nigel, oldest Nigel, and the Nigel that had traveled the furthest to join the Nigel party. That went to an American who had flown in for the festivities.
Wow. Hey, Nigel. How's it going, Nigel? How you doing? What's your name, Nigel? Hey, Nigel. How's it going? Can you get me a beer, Nigel? No problem, Nigel. Hey, would you like pretzels with that beer? Sure thing, Nigel. Come on, Nigel. Do a dance for us, Nigel. Hey, did you hear there's a Nigel comedian going on? Yeah. Wow, that's great.
Made my life. Shannon.
And finally, Shannon.
Shannon.
She's not a Nigel.
Nigel, Shannon.
Yeah.
Shannon, Nigel, Shannon, Shannon, Nigel, Shannon.
Which one of you is the one who went swimming in the Disneyland lake?
His name was Nigel.
Or Shannon, we're not sure. Finally, Michigan drivers shocked when a billboard displays porn for 20 minutes. An electronic billboard out near Auburn Hills, Michigan, which is where the Pistons arena is, aroused a lot of attention on Saturday after it started playing a porno video. Police said they received numerous calls about graphic images on the billboard. It's got to be a digital one.
Someone's been hacked. Someone's been hacked.
Right. According to the Detroit Free Press, Dr. Justin Camo, one of the drivers who saw the sex slave video, said he nearly got into an accident because he couldn't believe what he was seeing. I came across the billboard and it was something unusual. I saw two girls, lesbian porn. Another driver, Chuck McMahon, told the Detroit station that he thought at first the video was an intentional ad for something like a strip club. Then he realized what it really was. I was looking up at him and I was like, oh, wow, that's porn. Really, very
I recognize that right away.
Yeah.
Somebody gave my heads up.
According to the Auburn Hills Police, the explosive videos were on the screen for about 20 minutes.
Someone was counting.
Although a site like this could definitely lead to distracting drivers, they told the Free Press that there were no reports of accidents caused by drivers taking their eyes off the road to look at the body billboard. Police say that they hope to release more information on Monday on how the hacker got into the billboard system. You know, I gotta tell you, that's one of those things where I had not thought about for a digital billboard.
Didn't that happen in Times Square for a short while?
Did it? That'd be that. Oh God.
One of them. I mean, there's so many billboards in Times Square, so many screens. But the thing is, you said this is where the Pistons play.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's the same Detroit suburb.
All right. So, what's the name of that stadium? Wouldn't be.
No, that's the wrong place.
Okay, that was the one in Florida.
That's the Palace in Auburn. It's the Palace in Auburn.
It wouldn't be the Bang Bros website.
I don't think they're going to get that.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But we can still. A man can dream.
Yeah. A man can dream about BBC? I don't know.
I don't know about
there's anything wrong with that.
Hey, whatever mows your lawn.
Yes.
Can't take my eyes off of you. Watching the Let's
Believe it or not, that is. We zoomed through News of the Squared this week because we wanted to make sure we had them all, and
Yeah, we did.
And we like sleep.
Yes, too. sleep is nice. All right, if people have stories besides Scott, thanks. Scott. Where can they send them, Mike?
We are on Instagram and Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Podbean. We're on Anchor. We're on Spotify. I can't talk.
What the hell happened? You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Email us at sotrtpodcast@gmail.com. Of course, you can see all these great stories on Facebook. Shout out to Scott. One last time.
Scott
is awesome.
Scott is awesome.
So thank you. That's episode 20 of News of the Squared.
20.
Say goodnight, Shannon.
Good night, Shannon.
Good night, Shannon.